Well, shalom from Jerusalem. This is Uriel, and we like to say to you shalom from the city of Shalom, which is actually Jerusalem. We know it as Jerusalem, and we know that when we stand, we know that when we march, conquer, possess, and inherit, we know that the promises given unto the patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov, we know that we're standing by the promises given unto us by the Holy One of Israel. Blessed be his name. So I'm here live in Jerusalem. It is actually 12:02 p.m. here in Jerusalem, Jerusalem, and we like to say to all of you, Shalom from Jerusalem. So we know that the enemies of Israel, they have come and said, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be in remembrance no more. And we know that when we take a stand, we know that when we march, because we were told to march, we were told to leave the captivity that had held us for over 400 years there in Egypt, Misraim. And we know that when we heard the word, because he said to march, and we were told by Moses, to march to a destination that was going to be shown unto us later on as the people Israel. So the enemies of Israel continue to plot. They plot in their schools. They teach their children hate. They teach their children hate against my daughter, my son, the nation of Israel. They have summer camps where they teach their children how to use automatic weapons, how to launch grenades, Molotov cocktails, use knives to stab Jews in the neck. And this is exactly and precisely what's happening there in the occupied territories that the enemies are occupying. Israel as a nation cannot be an occupier of its own land. So they use their schools, they use their mosque to ascend the what? The Temple Mount, and to do what? To demonize the nation of Israel. Every day, every Friday, they go up to the Temple Mount. They demonize the nation of Israel. They call us occupiers of this land. Yet we know that we have a shomerecha, we have a guardian, we have a keeper who told us, I'm never going to leave you, I'm never going to forsake you. Haven't I commanded you to be strong? Fear not, be not dismayed. I am with you until the ends of the earth. So the enemies, they use their schools, their mosque, they use YouTube, Facebook, radio, television, newspaper. They have gone as far as the United Nations to demonize the nation of Israel because they have a hidden agenda, as I had claimed before in the past when Barack Hussein Obama was in Washington. He had a hidden agenda against my people, my daughter, my son, Israel. So what do? They conspire, they consult, they gather unanimously together in one accord to do what? To plot what is the next move against the nation of Israel. So we have a keeper, we have a Shomarecha who told us to march, to conquer, to possess, to inherit the promises that were given unto Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov, Israel. And we know that when we stand by what the word of the Holy One of Israel has uh, been given unto us, because we were told to march. Okay, we marched out of Egypt, we conquered, we possessed, and we inherit all the promises given unto the children of Israel. So we know what's happening there in the Gaza Strip, where, and I'll call them by name. We'll talk about Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Al Quds, Al Qassam, PLFP, PA. We talk about the Ayatollahs. We talk about uh, Hezbollah there in Lebanon, and of course, I cannot forget the Hezbollahs who have entrenched themselves there already in Syria. So they have an agenda. They want what? They want the total destruction of the nation of Israel. And if there's a time for you to pray, it is now. Because the deal of the century coming out of Washington, led by Greenblatt and Jared Kushner, it's a red flag. My spirit has been troubled by the fact that they are coming out with the deal of the century and they are going to impose to Israel that they must give in more land for false peace. We saw what happened in Gush Katif, where 10,000 Jewish families were taken out from their homes, and that land was given over to Fatah back then. Now Hamas has taken over. And Hamas has fired over 20,000 rockets into the nation of Israel. And I want to remember my friend Ari Fould, who was killed by a terrorist here in Israel, in Gush Etzion, there in Ephrata. And your work continues, Ari. You might not be here, but I still have a mouth and I'm still speaking out because the enemies of Israel conspire, consult together in one accord, our total destruction. And we know that when we stand, as you did, Ari Fould, we know that we can continue to trust in the Holy One of Israel, Hashem, blessed be his name, because they conspire, they consult, they gather together unanimously, they demonize us. They have gone as far as the UN, they use radio, television, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and they demonize the nation of Israel. So Ari Fould, your work continues, and I'm sorry that we were not able to meet to do something together. And my heart and prayer and thoughts go out to your family there in the Gush. So the enemy, they have a hidden agenda. And now that Russia has been supporting Bashar al-Assad there in Syria, and now that Iran is supporting Bashar al-Assad there in Syria, we need to remember that the Golan Heights, America will announce next week that the Golan Heights should be part of the nation of Israel. And America will announce that next week as Netanyahu will fly to Washington and it will be made public there in Washington next week. So stand with the nation of Israel. Visit our website, newsfromjerusalem.info. Go to our website, newsfromjerusalem.info, and donate there, give there, partner with us, help us build that studio that we want to build here in Jerusalem. So remember, the enemies have come and said, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be in remembrance no more. Remember, Tusha, Alu, Shalom, Jerusalem, to pray, to inquire after the peace of Jerusalem. They shall prosper all those who love her. Visit our website, newsfromjerusalem.info. Become a monthly donor partner so that we can build that professional studio here in Jerusalem. And it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Be'ezrat Hashem is going to come. So stand with the nation of Israel, pray, inquire after the peace of Jerusalem. We are surrounded by 1 billion Muslims, and I'm not saying that all of them want the total destruction of Israel, but for what I see, many of them want the destruction of the nation of Israel, like Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Al Quds, Al Qassam, PLFP, PLO, Hezbollah, the Ayatollahs there in Tehran, now entrenched there in Syria, and the Russians, of course. They have a hidden agenda, and they want to make their presence felt here in the Middle East. So stand with the nation of Israel. Go to our website right now. Go to our website, from Jerusalem.info and click the donate button there and help us build that studio here in Jerusalem. Remember, news from Jerusalem.info. One word altogether, news from Jerusalem.info. And remember, Shalom, Jerusalem, Shalom.